Thank you, and seriously, thank you. In the past days I was in my room and I was just like, oh freak, the weekend is coming, I have to post something. But I don't have anything in particular to say this weekend. I'm planning a bunch of videos that I think will turn out pretty cool. But what do I do in the meanwhile? I have nothing, again, as always. And while I was walking in my room and just walking to circles, looking around, taking inspiration and yes, I was just like, wait, I have a bunch of weird stuff laying around. I can make a video about that. So everybody, welcome to the first and only version of
What the bit is that?
Only for you. Only by me. Only now. Most of the stuff that I have in my room are things that I accumulated through the years, from middle school to, well, now. One of these being my great 10th Doctor, Sonic Screwdriver. So, for you all normal people out there, Doctor Who is a British TV series based around the character of the Doctor, which is basically an alien with humanoid forms that goes around in t.ar.d.i.s, the blue box that travels through time that you may know for pop culture. And he has this thing called the Sonic Screwdriver, which is basically a prop for the story. A prop for the story most of the time. But it's really neat if you watch the series. This is a perfect prop replica that costed me 117 euros in 2017 when I bought it. And I know that's nothing for some very good prop replicas, but for 14-year-old me, that's still a lot of money. And not only is it a cool metallic prop replica in these very neat materials, but I also love so much how they made it a universal remote controller, which is still, I mean, in the useless genre. I mean, you're never gonna use this as an actual remote. I did a bunch of times when I was 14, but of course, it's much better to use a remote. But I think it's very neat. It has a software on the inside that makes you use it as anything. I mean, by pointing it at an actual remote, you could make it change TV channel as open your garage doors. And I think that's so neat since what it represents in the series. Also, it came with this plate to expose it and make people see it, which I know sounds lame, but it's the coolest thing that I define having in my room. And not to talk about how cool it was, the box in which it came in. I mean, have you seen this stuff? Have you seen it? It was in this hard box with this glossy out finish with the form of the Sonic Screwdriver and the inside with incisions of Ingallifreyan, which is, it's something really cool. And it just makes me so happy to see it and taking my hand again after 4 years. Okay, I know this doesn't sound very cool, but I swear it is. I swear it is. I know what you're saying right now, Peter, that was the coolest thing ever. There's no way you could show us something cooler than that. And I know, I understand the feeling, of course, but I swear, things get more interesting from here. Next off, we have this. What is this? Don't ask me. I know the answer should be obvious, like, it's a guitar, of course it's a guitar, but it's incredibly small. You will say, well, it's a small guitar or maybe some sort of ukulele something. And yeah, this is where my thoughts too. I played guitar for a bunch of years in elementary school and I played ukulele in the first year of high school, and then I got this from a relative. I looked up on the internet and most of the people were saying that it could have been a guitar lily or a ukulele with 5 cards. But apparently it's just a mini guitar, which is just a small guitar. Some people will tell you that it's the thing that they give to kids when they have to learn to play guitar, and some others will just say that it's a whole instrument by itself. But I was trying to sync the cards like a guitar lily, or which is like a ukulele, and I broke one string. So I could still sync the other cards, but now it has just 5 of them, and I don't know how much sense it will make. I mean, it will for sure sound better, but it will never sound like a guitar, because I still have to repair 1 card. But until then, I mean, I don't wanna lose this. Still going on with the list, what else I bought when I was 13? We have this. Okay, I want a sincere opinion. How cool do I look? Because I mean, I can't say it. This is metal, of course, I can see anything. I bought both of these together at a Comic-Con, I think in 2016 or 2015, and they were the coolest things for me. I mean, these were meant, of course, to be a replica of the Back to the Future futuristic glasses that Doc wears when they go in 2015, even if they're metal, of course. I don't know what I expected when I bought them. I was like, well, maybe there's some cool visors, and like from one side, it's all like that, it's polarized, but from the inside of this metal, I'm gonna be able to see all bunch of stuff, but no, it's just metal. And this is a Batarang, meant to represent, you know, the Batarang that they used in the Dark Knight trilogy. I mean, it's not perfect because, of course, it's just a similar metal cutout, and it's all not perfect. You got what it is. But what you may be noticing is this rusty texture and pattern on the whole thing. And no, I didn't bought it like that. Why does this look like a crown? Because when I bought this metal thingy, I remember seeing it all dirty and full of dust, and it was like, well, it's probably just like because it was on the table of the Comic-Con for a bunch of time, and maybe a bunch of people touched it. It was 2015, so there was no COVID yet. And I just thought, well, when I'm gonna go home, I'm just gonna get my metal cleaning thingy that we use for the stove and stuff, and I'm just gonna clean the stuff. It will look so cool, and it's gonna get hit by the light and do all sorts of stuff. I'm gonna show it to all my friends. And yeah, that happened for 24 hours. The dirt and the dust got down off the thing until some sort of chemical reaction happened, and I think I shouldn't even touch it right now. I could get all sorts of stuff from this. But I mean, it's way cooler like this, isn't it? No, it isn't, but please say it is. But if that can make you feel better, I didn't pay more than 20 euros for those both. I think I paid the glasses like 15 euros and the Batarang 5 euros, which for American people here are just like $14 and $3. So that's fine. But wait, don't go away now. You will miss the best part of this all. Because, I mean, you can't end a video without the fez. And yeah, I bought this too when I was in my Doctor Who stand time. But this is still a very neat hat. The fun thing about this is that in middle school I used to wear it all the time, not outside of course, but I used to tell all my friends about this, because of course I watched Doctor Who and thought it was so cool, but I didn't explain why. I just said, guys, don't you see how cool it is? It looks so cool and red and stuff, and I said the Doctor Who lines and nobody got that because none of my friends watched that series. Of course. And all the people are just like, no, it's not. Why do you keep wearing this Eastern hat? And I'm just, guys, it's super cool, super neat. Don't you see how cool do I look with it? And everybody was just like, yeah, Peter, you do. You do look cool. Follow your dreams. But I mean, come on. Look me straight into the eyes and tell me I don't look extremely good with this thing on. Also, a bunch of people always think that about it because of Aladdin. But that's a whole other argument. I mean, there's not too much to say about this. It's pretty dusty now, because of course it stayed on the shelf for a bunch of time, but it's made really well, I think. I've never seen an original fez. I think it's Indian, so I've never seen an original one. But I bought it from Amazon for 11 euros when I was 13, and I still love this.